What do we think of the Kimi conspiracy that's going down right now?
That he moved out of the way to let Lando by.
What do we think?
I
It
would
goes
not
into
be
turn
shocked.
9,
I
it's
mean,
10.
if you want, I have to make one up. We can get out the tinfoil hats.
You should
throw
get
them on.
we need a tinfoil hat.
Welcome to the Paddock F1 with Greenie and the Cheese. We're caffeinated, we're medicated. It's a podcast by fans for fans. Your dose of F1 news. All the races, all the tracks, and all the drama. Coming up on today's show.
Yes. Oh, you know what that song means. Time for In the Paddock F1. Greenie and the Cheese. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching on the tubes. Please hit that subscribe and like button. It helps more than you actually think. Damn, I love that new intro. But we're at round 23. This is In the Paddock F1. Greenie and the Cheese, of course. Round 23 of the Formula One season returns us to the Middle East. For the fourth time is the Qatar Grand Prix. Qatar is known for its oil and gas fields. Do you know this, Michael? It has the largest natural gas field in the world.
Absolutely, I knew that.
Well, aren't you a smart one? Did you know this as well? It is
A lot
said
of
to
people
be
are just sitting in Qatar. That's why Kevin Hart is there. But I digress.
Did you know it is also said to be the safest country in the world? And while you're there, you definitely got to check out a camel race with the robots. They are taking over. Robot jockey, son. Starting small. Next thing you know, we're all in trouble. We're all in trouble. This ain't no travel show or science fiction show. This is an F1 show. We're racing the LaSalle circuit. 3.36 miles, 16 corners. One DRS zone, you can get the full base from 62% of your lap. And what a wild damn weekend we got. 25 lap limit on the tires because they were starting to shred. Oscar won the sprint and he also had pole. But Max split the McLarens there at the start. Early safety car, Max pit, along with basically the entire field except for the McLarens. And that turned out not to be the right move as Max takes the win. Oscar takes second. Sainz rounds out the podium. The title goes to the final race of the year, as we all damn wanted. Lots to unpack after that one. We are caffeinated, we are medicated, Greenie. Good day, sir.
It's been a generation since we've been in a situation. It's 2010, as we noted, that we had more than two drivers going into the final race to compete for a title. We've only had a handful of times. 2021 did Nico win it on the last race in 17? But we rarely get two drivers. We rarely get two drivers. Maybe once every 5 years we get to the final race. As 4 years ago was the last time. And 4 years before that, maybe. I have to look that one up. But yeah, it's unbelievable. If you're not excited about this, and this weekend was just unbelievable. Piastri could not finish the trifecta of winning the sprint. Once again, we have a Qatari sprint and getting the pole position, but not completing the trifecta. It might not have been Oscar's fault, and McLaren had some discussions. They're having probably discussions right now as the race ended just moments ago, and we are coming to you right after the race here, post-race. Here from the Northeast, not from Qatar, but still jibber-jabbering.
I was definitely not in Qatar. It was snowing outside this morning, so I was definitely not in Qatar.
Happy holidays to all that are celebrating as well. Yeah, so three-way cheese. How you feeling? How do you have it? And what are the odds? 1, 2, 3. What are Max's chances? What are Oscar's chances? What are Lando's chances? Lot to unpack here.
You really can't say give. I mean, Norris will probably have the better odds just because he's got a 12-point. He's got 12-point lead over Max. It's at 16 to Oscar, so
I'll bring up the Vegas odds as you're talking.
He'll bring up. So he has to finish probably second to clinch it, basically. I mean, there's still he's got to be lower than that, but
doing some math. Are you in any condition to do math right now, sir? Let's go over the point structure here.
But I mean, it's definitely good. It's exciting. I mean, we even had 3 guys since 2010, as you said, when there was 4 that year. That year, what is it? Vettel overcame a 15-point deficit, I think it was, to win the title.
Mm-hmm.
Max only has 12. A little theme there, maybe with Red Bull.
Potentially a little theme there.
I mean, would you really count Max out from doing it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, he's been on a roll the last part of the season, especially since the break. So McLaren got the strategy wrong. Red Bull got it right. McLaren were shell-shocked, it seemed, after. They didn't want to talk to anybody. Usually they're pretty open to talk to anybody right after the race, media-wise, and they did not. They wanted to decompress for a minute before they spoke to anybody. So they were in shock mode of what had happened. They didn't foresee them. They saw that their strategy was going to be the way to go, but it definitely didn't turn out that way. Are McLaren going to blow it again by not picking a driver again, like last year? If Max wins the title, and it's back-to-back seasons that McLaren had a shot to win the driver's title, and they didn't back one driver or another, didn't back either. Let them fight it out to the end, and it will cost them. I mean, this isn't back to the late 80s, early 90s there when he had Prost and Senna on McLaren, battling, duking it out. But then they were only battling each other for the title at that time. You didn't have other guys to worry about.
It's the ultimate conundrum. It's the ultimate conundrum. You want the drivers to fight it out, and then they turn around, and then you don't want the drivers to fight it out. So it's always this balance. Listen, I wanted to pause you there to give you the up-to-date Vegas line as we're here at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and right after the race. Lando Norris negative 360 for the win. So heavy favorite at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Max plus 340. And Oscar, a huge underdog at plus 1,200 to win. He was negative 275 at his peak only a few months back to win it. So I don't think we've had a favorite like Lando this entire time who could have clinched it today. Did not. Max could have been bumped out, I believe, mathematically with a third. Yep. He stays alive. And now Oscar's the dog at plus 1,200. So we'll get into a little gambling later, but I just wanted to lay that out as we mentioned earlier.
I mean, I'm not really surprised by that, to be honest. It's still a 12-point lead. I mean, you still have a 12-point lead at the top of the Drivers' Championship, so he has to finish, no lower than 4th, probably, at Abu Dhabi.
Mm. What do we think of the Kimi conspiracy that's going down right now?
That he moved out of the way to let Lando by.
What do we think?
I
It
would
goes
not
into
be
turn
shocked.
9 to 10.
I mean, if you want, I have to make one up. We can get out the tinfoil hat.
You should
throw
get
'em on.
we need a tinfoil hat.
Put the tinfoil hat on.
Tinfoil hat.
I mean, could it be Total Wolf? Get a little, as much as you can, get a little something back in Red Bull and Max Verstappen? Could that be there? I mean, sure.
How do you plan to swerve, Cheese? How do you even physically, I guess you could physically do it, but these aren't stunt drivers. I guess you could be.
No, I mean,
you're going to look at Kimi
be...
Antonelli in that situation. Is an 18-year-old to run wide.
Yeah, I'm sure he's definitely not thinking of that at that point. I'm sure that wasn't gone over in the Mercedes, pre-race meeting. That if you get to the final couple laps and you're fourth and Lando's fifth, just get out of the way for a second. I mean, who's predicting that? I mean, that is tinfoil hat material right there to think that that's the case.
Right
I'm sure that happened
on the broadcast, and it will be spoken about all week. So I think we could settle it now. That is some tinfoil hat shit. Crown the man, and then let's move on because there's no conspiracy. It's not even possible.
I just debunked that like AJ from the Y Files at the end of his episodes when he debunks everything. So. There you go. There's that. Yeah, that definitely went up. They went over that in the meeting at Mercedes, at 9:00 or whenever they have their afternoon pre-race meeting. That when if you're in this stage, you're in fourth and he's in fifth. Move out of the way so we can get those 2 extra bonus points. I mean, come on, that's tinfoil hat material. That is tinfoil hat.
A little plug there. Well, speaking of hats, we got hats too. We got helmets. We're going to rev up some engines ourselves because we are going to go around the track. We have 3 sectors, 3 questions, Cheese. We'll get into a lot more stuff, by the way, coming up real soon. Winners and losers, or losers and winners, or slap. We will see what's going to go down. I'm not even sure if we... I don't know. We did talk about our slap pre-show. So no conspiracy theory there. It is Questmaster's Cockpit. Cheese. Come on at me.
I actually think you have a pretty damn good shot this week.
It's not much Qatari GP.
No, I didn't really go with.
On.
I went a couple with Qatar and one with something a little different. But I think they're all fair.
Let's see if I was paying attention on this Darty time holiday weekend.
All right, question number 1. Kick it off. When was the first Grand Prix in Qatar for Formula One?
2021.
That is correct, sir. It was the 4th Grand Prix, but of course they skipped 22 because of the World Cup.
They did? Yes.
Question number 2, sir. How many times has Max won at Qatar for the Grand Prix?
This is... So we've had 4 Qatari Grand Prix. Max has won all but 1. So it's got to be 3.
That is correct, sir. It is a hat trick.
Ding.
Got the hat trick.
It is a hat trick.
Oh, get that suspense music going. That's 2 for 2.
Oh. Come on. I'm half paying attention over here.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get a little medicated on a Sunday morning, sir.
It is race day here in the States on a vacation weekend. All right. Sweating around.
Question number 3.
Like a Thanksgiving the day before, or like a turkey the day before Thanksgiving. Bomb that one. Exactly to my point. All right, go ahead.
Question number 3. McLaren locked out the front row for the Grand Prix. How many times has McLaren done that in Formula One?
Locked out the front row?
McLaren locked out the front row.
I should know. I wasn't paying attention to that one. How about 55?
No, that is incorrect. Today was the Qatari Grand Prix was the 70th time McLaren locked out the front row in Formula One.
Congratulations, McLaren. Well, so close. So close. That's so far away. I was prepared with a devy of questions, and that wasn't one of them.
So that is, you didn't get all three. So,
Did not.
as decreed on the program, that'll take us to losers first. That was a good bunch. I'm going to bring it up, even though we had it in the first segment there. But McLaren, the strategy was dead freaking wrong for McLaren. At least they should have split split the drivers. At least you should have split the drivers at that point. You should have. I think Lando even said on the radio, "Should I have followed him in?" And meeting Max. So McLaren got that dead damn wrong, and it could effing cost them the driver's title again.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to Alpine. I mean, another just straight, pretty much disastrous weekend. I mean, Gasly actually got the thing into the Q3 and top 10, and then gets smashed in first opening laps and stuff. So when it's going wrong, it just goes wrong, and that is just the Alpine's just the way they've been going. So, but Pinto started from the pit lane again. I mean, it's an S show all season.
And those are your losers. I mean, you didn't lead with Ferrari. Charles Leclerc, post-quali, he just wanted to go home. And he's never that negative. He's never that negative. And he even said it. He even said it himself. If you watch post-quali interview, that he is always optimistic. Even when he's in the back of the pack in those situations, he's always optimistic. And he said, this is one of the few times I'm not optimistic. And he's just ready to get out of the Middle East, finish these last two races, and go home. And especially being that tight in the constructors' points right now.
They're forced.
Which I think that's done for.
That's over. That's over. They're done. They're done. Fourth place is where they're going to be.
I mean, they had a shot at third.
Absolute disaster.
They literally got beat single-handedly by Max Verstappen. Single-handedly beat both. In the end, I think the points are going to line up right there. That Max is going to single-handedly beat Ferrari together.
I mean, it's not the drivers. It's not the drivers. What's so damn big? It's, I mean, the only reason that car was even in the top 10 for to get it into Q3 was because Charles Leclerc is probably, and I think most people in the paddock would probably agree, he's probably the best qualifier on the grid. And he willed that damn thing.
Yeah, 14 points, by the way. 14 points, the difference between Max Verstappen and Ferrari.
The car's a disaster. The car's just a disaster.
And my second loser, I mean, I know Lance Stroll ended up DNFing, but just an absolute, another disastrous day. Alex Albon, you can throw him in there. Just so many mistakes, penalties, when you cannot have penalties and you're in the situation. It's just a long season. It's a lot of races, and you can see guys like Alex Albon can't finish strong. He hasn't finished strong over the last several races, and I think a lot of it has to do, especially when you have, I'm sure we'll talk about Carlos Sainz in a second here, especially when you have Carlos Sainz and your teammate finishing podium, and you're getting penalties and finishing at the back of the pack. So this is a bad job by both those drivers, and I'd send it back to you for winners. It's got a happy time.
Got to give it to Carlos. I mean, just spread it up there, finish it on the podium. Just got the strategy right. Carlos was pretty quick all weekend. He's definitely Definitely got his handle better on the car right now than Alex Albon does. That's for damn sure. That was the reverse earlier in the season, but Carlos has thrown a lot better performances in here at the end of the season. He said it was a project. Maybe the project's starting to bear a little fruit. I mean, it's the second podium in, how many races? So it's huge. It's huge. It's a massive, massive boost for Williams as well. I know we trashed Ferrari, but I have to give a winner to Charles Leclerc to get that car in the points. I mean, he willed that damn thing.
Yeah, I wasn't trashing Leclerc. I was trashing Ferrari.
No. Ferrari in general. Oh, yes.
In general.
Yes.
Let's make that clear.
You could trash, the owner he's opened his mouth a couple times there, Elkin, recently, saying some, the drivers need to shut their mouth and get the performance. Like, shut your mouth. Like, the car's trash. There's no reason that car should have finished in the points whatsoever. Charles Leclerc willed that goddamn thing into the points. And they might actually be losing him to Aston Martin. There's a rumor out there that he might be going to Aston in 27.
Disaster for Ferrari.
So Ferrari's a freaking mess. And those would be my winners. Give it to Charles, though.
Yeah, give it to Charles. Listen, I know we mentioned Kimi Antonelli before with the Olay. Probably should have finished fourth, but finished fifth. You got to give it up to him. You really do. And he had a great weekend all around.
Finishing the season strong.
Definitely finished the season strong. Had that mid-season lull after a strong start, but he's definitely in the argument for Rookie of the Year for sure. And definitely outdid George Russell today, who definitely... We did not mention him, but struggled a little bit at the beginning of the race.
Bad start.
Put him into sixth. Bad start for him. And I mean, can we give it to Liam Lawson?
Sure.
Can we give it to Leela? I want to give it to Isaac Hadjar as well, that's a brutal ending for him. It's absolutely brutal. But let's give it to both Racing Bulls because they have just been great down the stretch. And Hadjar and Lawson just found that finally, after all those lineup adjustments between the Red Bull squads, I think that probably, for me, if you put Isaac Hadjar and Liam Lawson, and you made that decision this time last year, which around this time last year we made that the Liam Lawson as opposed to Yuki decision, I think you might have seen some really amazing things with Liam Lawson and Isaac Hadjar if you made that decision now to 12 months ago. Follow what I'm saying?
Yuki Tsunoda's basically...
Instead of having that back and forth.
You're going to hear the next couple of days that Yuki Tsunoda's probably doesn't have a job anymore in Formula One. Probably Isaac Hadjar is going to go to Red Bull, and they're going to be calling somebody up from F2 to take over the other seat with Liam Lawson, who's definitely... I mean, he really didn't get the best, shot there at Red Bull to start the season. Let's that was all kinds of messed up. So I think both Lawson and Hadjar, give it up for him. I know Hadjar didn't score points. But that probably was the best thing that probably could have actually freaking happened to Liam Lawson is to get out of that Red Bull car and went to freaking Racing Bulls, who had basically had a better car really in general to drive. Unless you're Max Verstappen, who could drive anything. So it's probably the best thing that ever happened to him.
Right on. All right, that takes us, of course, into the final phase of our winners and losers, and that is...
I need to slap my goddamn for that.
Our slap of the week.
I
guess I got to take, for so many reasons, but I got to give it to Haas and the disaster... Just an absolute disastrous Sunday performance for Haas. I don't even know what to... Let's just... If you want to specifically focus on Ollie Behrman, who was just... Haas as a team was just right there in the chase. Ollie as well. And any point would have mattered at this point for Haas, because everything is so condensed as far as the points go. Just a few weeks ago... And Ollie's coming off, I believe, 5 straight races in the points, believe it or not, and carrying the Haas team this year. And I don't know what happened. I don't know where the miscommunication was. I don't know why. What happened with that front right tire. And it was just an absolute disaster. And then he gets the penalty. Even though he went on the green, what else are you going to do except go on the green? And then you get penalized. So he just went home. He just went home. You know, after all that, he was just done. Just pulled himself off the track, and he went home. So, as I might have, this is a great streak for Haas. You got to give it up to a lot of what they did this year. But when push came to shove, this has been another one of those weeks you have to have a bad performance. They really had an opportunity to finish 7th this season. I don't think they were ever catching up to the Racing Bulls, who now have 92 points. But they had an opportunity. They're still 7 points behind Aston Martin, but it was really close. It was only 2 points. And they couldn't close it out. And pretty much is a pretty outside chance they're going to hit that 7th spot at the end of the year here. But really pulling for them this season.
It's possible. It's definitely possible still.
It's possible mathematically, but
sure,
you gotta have a double top 10 and then some going to the final race. We'll see what happens with Haas, but it looks like it's gonna be 8th, and you gotta slap your damn self. Any final thoughts?
Well, you're in the desert, so get a little sand in there too.
Damn straight.
Oh, yes! Best damn stand of the week. Take a little fancy ride to that fantasy island of Utopia. Where the beer flows like wine, the wine flows like beer, and that cannabis grows as far as you guys can see. Look at it out there. Green and luscious. Take a little whiff. Ah. That air smells fantastic. Take a little walk to the top of the hill, the casino's at the top. Just like Monaco, baby. No tickets in hand, or we cash it in, or are we check it out?
Why?
I got a winner.
You got a winner. I got a winner. We both put down 4 bets. As always, we're always in the plus line. I don't think we've ever bet on the negative line. I don't think ever.
No.
Just see my NFL
No
Sunday
negs.
ticket. I got a lot on the plus line today. But this is not an NFL show. This is an F1 show. Let's go through the bets that we put down and where the standings are. By the way, we finished last week. I was up 4,274 to 4,222, so about 52-point difference last week. And let's get into it. You made the bet Russell podium. That was, couldn't have been more wrong on that one. Lando Norris for the win. Could not be more wrong on that one as well. That was a tough one. And Nico Hulkenberg, you and I both had Nico. That ended pretty quickly. And then he shot of winning that one. That was just, wouldn't even get into the Nico situation. That seemed like just a racing incident to me. I don't know if you had an opinion on that.
That's a racing incident.
But you did have Max for the win, plus 400. That is a tasty plus 400. So you win 250 on that one, on the 50 bet, and you bet 200, so that leaves you with plus 50 on the day. So it is a plus day for you. Not what you wanted. Sure, you definitely wanted to hit a little more, but you definitely came up plus. You leave the casino with cash in hand, more than you came in with. So that's all you could have hoped for in this tight race. I had the same. I had, as we mentioned, Nico. I did have Ollie Behrman finishing top 10. That was rough. And I had Oscar Piastri, Norris, Verstappen in the trifecta. That did not happen as well. Plus 250, like a weak-ass return on that. Plus 250, with that being an absolute disaster. And I did have Yuki Tsunoda finishing top 10. He pulled that one out. As heartbreaking as it was for Isaac Hadjar to not be able to finish that race, That was a fist pump for me, for damn sure, because I was able to pull out Yuki going from 11th to 10th. Who may not have a job, but he did get a point. So we get up there at plus 285. So I lost 7 on my 200 bet. I bet 200. I won back 193. So that is a negative for me, which gives you the lead at 4,272 to 4,267. I could not make it up. It's 5 Greenie Bucks, cheese, that you are ahead. You retake the lead by the slimmest of margins. I walk out slightly below what I walked in at, but that slight below what I walked in at, and you walking out with cash in hand, puts you back in the lead. And you've walked out with cash in hand, I think, for 5 straight weeks. So, and I think maybe 6 of the last 8. I believe I have to go back in the records here, but you've walked out with cash in hand. As have I most weeks, not this week. And after a pretty disastrous, by the way, first half of the season for both of us. So that's where we stand. Final thoughts on the Bucks.
How about it? No, it's almost celebration time. Take it down to the wire. I like it.
Can't make this shit up.
No, you can't make it up. Well, that only leaves one thing left.
One thing.
It's time for In the News!
In the news.
I'll start with a little quick one here first. F1 26, the game has been canceled by EA. Will be a DLC to go along with the current game with a reimagined version for 27. They're going to think of something new. Hopefully it's on I don't know, better lot of things.
Could be a lot of potential.
Could be.
But it
could also fub it too.
But it might not be the dumbest thing. Listen, I think a lot of these EA sports games, when you buy them year after year after year, they're extremely repetitive. And the changes might not be enough to warrant dropping $50, $60, $70. And I have a 12-year-old son at home here. So I am buying every season of Madden every year. And it's exactly the same game with slight differences and adjustments. So pretty much. So, you can digitally download things, take advantage of it, and utilize it. And maybe every other year, and this might be the model, that every other year we get a either physical copy of a game or a totally new game, instead of every year, maybe every 3 years getting a new game, and then you just get DLC and updates and roster updates or whatever it might be via digital download, because we're all on the platform now, pretty much. I don't, there's probably a very small percentage of people that it's going to affect. What's that? It's going to affect, I don't know, whatever that percentage is, 3%, 5% of consumers who just don't have the internet access or don't have the ability to download, but it's very few. And sorry, but, that's going to stink for them. But for everyone else who's not relying on physical copies and can do digital downloads and downloadable content.
Well, that's basically the way the world is now for most things.
For most things.
Yeah. So, especially in that market.
But you still have the option.
I agree.
The option existed.
The option still exists to get a disc, yes.
And now I see that's the future. If EA is doing it for this, which is a very popular game, I'm assuming that for the NBA and
I think
FIFA
it needs a base reboot. I mean, it's the same code that they've been using for a long time now. So definitely need an upgrade. Definitely need to go to a more modern one, and hopefully that's what this means.
Take your time.
Take your time. I mean, when they, just for, not for people who were around the world, but for people in the United States, like when they did the 2 years to develop the new college football game, I mean, when that came out, it was the bee's knees. I mean, it made Madden look like rubbish, so. Right, let's move on here.
I didn't know bees had knees.
Adrian Newey will be the new team principal for Aston Martin in 26 going forward. What's your thoughts on that?
I know it seems untraditional for so many people, but I feel I'm not surprised just because they need to make a splash. You know, Fernando Alonso worked out really well for them, but it could have not worked out. You know, at that age, things could have went the other direction. I don't know. You know, it feels like when Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay, not to again start crossing genres here, but it feels like the same. It could have backfired big time. With Lewis Hamilton going to Ferrari, doesn't look fantastic in the afterthoughts of 2025, barring he wins the final race and makes, you know, unlikely. But that's kind of where you're at, and Aston Martin needs to stay relevant in this game. And Newey, while he doesn't have direct experience in this role, he's going to start learning. And are there many guys you trust more than Adrian Newey to turn your team around and make it contenders? And it's not like they finished dead last.
No.
I mean, Aston Martin's 7th, you know? I mean, if they had they're 12 points behind the Racing Bulls right now for 6th. So if they have a fantastic double points weekend in Abu Dhabi, maybe they get move up a spot.
I mean, I'm sure he's not going to be doing like full duties that a team principal will do. I'm sure they're going to be breaking that thing up, and people will probably, so he can still concentrate a lot on the aero because he is the aero guru. Let's be honest. I'm a little shocked by it, to be honest. I thought they'd go with somebody that was more of a traditional kind of fit for that spot and let Newey just do the aero deal, but we'll see what happens.
Media splash.
Like you said,
it's a media splash. If you pick someone who's a more traditional, someone from the F2 ranks, someone who is a assistant whose name meant
if you wanted to make a splash,
nothing.
If you wanted to make a splash, you could have went after Christian. You could have brought Christian Horner in too.
That's good. You already have someone in the organization, though. Like, you're going to bring someone within the organization most likely at this point, because if you weren't, you were going to probably make that decision in September. To start integrating someone for next year, usually is the team principal. Usually is Cheese. You know, I mean, there's very few that come from the outside that are successful. So they did promote from within, and they worked from within what they had, and he came in, and maybe that was the plan the whole time.
Could have been. Yeah, could be.
I don't think that's too tinfoil hat.
No. I don't think so. No.
Plenty of tinfoil hat today, but that's probably not one of them. All right, go ahead.
Final one for you.
Final.
I thought you'd enjoy this one. Former F1 driver Adrian Sutil has been arrested in Germany for aggravated fraud and embezzlement. Goddamn.
I don't want to generalize anyone, but picturing Adrian Sutil, who I haven't thought about, I would say, in a while.
Quite a while.
Probably a solid decade since I've thought about him. That he looks like a guy that would be in that kind of business. Like, he just has sometimes you got the face, and if you don't remember Adrian Sutil, he just looks like the kind of guy that would be
he looks a bit shady?
Like, you know.
Saying he looks a bit shady?
He just looks like that guy. Hopefully everything works out for him and his family and his false accusations and it all goes away and it's fake news. As we say here in the States. Everyone's innocent if they got a face like that. So that's all I got to say about that.
That's all I got for you.
That's all we got. All right, we got one race left, and we have a quick turnaround. There is no wait. There is no week off. There is no media week. We are going right to the final race in 6 days, landing in 5 days, and let the media circus begin. Thank you to everyone listening. Thank you to everyone who subscribed. If you haven't subscribed and you made it this far in the broadcast, what are you doing? Just hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. Say what you got to say, brother.
We'll see you in a few days' time. Finale. See if we're going to have a 5-time world champion in a row, or we can have somebody new. Top step. But until then, as always, stay medicated, my friends.
Peace.
With Greenie and the cheese. And they know their way around the track. When you need the facts, you can trust them. They won't steer you wrong. Always right on time. They know their way around a microphone. And it's all right, 'cause they do with Greenie and the cheese. In the paddock with